Hey guys, this is Szellem video. Let's Can the big juice? Tizenöt lesz, hihetetlen lesz videó.
Ez most egy nem szokványos videó. Sziasztok! Sziasztok!
Ja, was lekker mal afkikken. Hè?
Cheetah.
Obřízl první část revíru se přichystali na žoulačku a hned také vyrazili, protože počasí jim přálo a slibovalo dobrý pohyb z jeze.
Time out.
Personal reports of paranormal encounters start off as relatively mild at first, gradually becoming more many personal reports of paranormal encounters start off as relatively mild at first, gradually becoming more intense until reaching the point of actual danger. In other words, flickering lights, running faucets, and missing items were often precursors to hauntings that, in these cases, became far more sinister. Number 15. The Night Stalker. This woman claims that she would go to bed at night only to be woken up by strange noises and left with the unshakable feeling that she was not alone. When she sets up a camera to record some evidence, she finds this bizarre footage the next day. Imagine watching yourself trying to sleep while this figure haunts your dreams. At one point, the supposed phantom appears to be lunging at her. She says that she believes she was still awake during this point and remembers seeing nothing. Only when the contrast on the video was enhanced did anything become visible. Number 14. The Ghost Pusher. This footage comes from India, where a woman is seen cleaning up at a sink. Suddenly, a dark figure appears behind her and gives her a hard shove from behind. She turns around only to find the room empty and hurries away. Number 13. The Mirror. A security camera records a woman as she sits in a dance studio with her back to the mirror. Suddenly, her reflection turns around and stands at her menacingly. The woman continues on her daily routine and simply walks away, completely unaware of the danger behind her. If this video is real, then I can only imagine what would have happened if she had walked towards it instead. Number 12. The Light-Sensitive Ghost. This video comes from another country, but you don't have to know the language to understand what's going on. A group of kids appear to have broken into some type of amusement park late at night, and they are now exploring the area. They are commenting on the various pieces of equipment when they come across a large replica of a woman that makes them fall silent. She is very pale with an expression of surprise and displeasure, almost as if she can see them and knows what they are up to.
Magatumo sa gabi. More.
They move their flashlight over its eyes, and the tall figure blinks once at them. The scared group goes off running, and later submits their amateur footage to the local news. It's then loaded onto YouTube soon after. Number 11. Ghost Grabbed. A man is walking down a hallway with both hands in his pockets when something suddenly materializes in front of him. The shadowy mass shoves him to the ground and drags him across the floor by his ankles with all of its strength. It suddenly disappears as he scrambles to his feet and runs away at full speed. The YouTube community seems split as to whether or not the surveillance video left behind is fake or real. Number 10. Barry can't breathe. According to a team of ghost hunters, this house in San Pedro, California has long been haunted by poltergeists who like to open cupboards, throw plates, change television channels, and linger in certain rooms until a mother and her 2 children felt uncomfortable enough to leave. A lot of events happened before the ghost hunters became involved and therefore were never recorded, but it wasn't uncommon for red liquid to drip from the walls of this haunted home for no explainable reason. Here's a quick clip of this happening in real time before the team's very eyes.
Everyone just left except us. Things are starting to drip out of the cabinets. Nobody believes us, but it's happening. There it is. There it is, right there. It's dripping.
Eventually, the ghosts drive the mother and her children out of the home, and the ghost hunters volunteer to stay there and investigate for several months. One day, they hear 3 loud snapping noises coming from the attic and send a man named Barry to investigate. As he later recalls, something was up there waiting for them.
Are you okay, buddy? Look at his neck. Snap him up. What's behind your neck? I don't know. What's up like that? Barry, get down.
Barry comes back down distraught and confused, now missing his glasses. Some kind of cord is wrapped around his neck, and he insists that something had tried to choke him upstairs in the attic. The investigation was called off not long after, out of a concern for the team's personal safety. Number 9. The Dining Room. A man claims that he keeps experiencing paranormal activity in his dining room and nowhere else. He feels unsafe and decides to leave a camera running in the dining room to see what goes on when he's not around. Nothing happens for a while, but then something comes along in the window that looks questionable. This is the zoomed in version. A tiny face appears to peek out at them from the glass panel on the bottom right before darting out of sight. You can't really make out any of its features, but notice how some orbs float by shortly before this happens. It's hard to tell if it's a paranormal creature or just a small animal, but I wouldn't want to be left alone in the house to find.
And you slept one video. Cheers.